everyone. Welcome to the Structural Geek Podcast. This is a series of multiple podcasts which we'll be having with the industry expert to know their career paths and their perspective. The idea is to help young structural engineering professionals and students to start their journey and also have them a perspective of the industry, how it is that it is they need to adapt few skills and what can they do to be better at it. So very first in that series we have ma'am Mrs. Masundhara Musunuri. Vasundhara ma'am is an industry veteran. She's been in the domain for almost more than 3 decades now. She runs her own venture, Musunuri Associates, and before starting her own venture, she has had leadership positions with Mott McDonald, BDR Energy. So thank you for agreeing to come onto the show, Masana ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Saurabh. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Very first question that I have for our viewers and for me as well in general. How do you see the growth of civil engineering industry currently in the country? Uh, that's one question, and then there is a tagged question with that, that let's say we do see a lot of influx from government in the infrastructure and a lot of the development we are happening, but parallelly there is that brain drain happening in the industry as well. There is a lot of young individual dropping out from the engineering civil engineering programs, and even if they are opting for it, they are not going for the core engineering job. How do you see this whole scenario going out?
Saurabh, if I see the civil engineering is core engineering right from the beginning, and it has been there from the civilizations which have started, and it is still going, and it is going strong. And as the countries develop, the infrastructure is a continuous process. The development of the infrastructure is a continuous process, and so this is the area where you may not feel the bubble sort, like no, it would never collapse. So the only thing is it would be having a gradual growth. Initial, it looks as if everything is so raw, and later on, as you sustain and based on the consistency of your performance and your skill set, and you will be reaching the heights.
There has been a certain, I think it has actually bettered in the recent years, but there has been certain lesser enrollment in the civil engineering branches, people not opting for that. But yeah, I do feel that it has improved at least in the coming 2 3 years that we are seeing.
Oh, that is true. That is true. Many of the civil engineers who have got into this, actually, they have opted for software engineering, or they might have opted out of it. Or many of them would be thinking that civil engineering is nothing but a real estate business. So, which is not the case
Absolutely
actually.
correct.
When you see the core civil engineering, it has different diversions, different branches, and everything is so exciting. I mean, if at all, I should say we should blame all of us who have entered the core structural engineering and are those who are still sustaining and doing good, probably into this field. We haven't contributed much in explaining what exactly is this, what exactly this looks like. And then I understood the beauty of structural engineering, because I was totally into structural engineering for 3 years,
Yes.
I mean 3 decades,
Yes.
a bit more than 3 decades.
Yeah.
And then I understood it has got nothing to do with, it's 90% of a common sense.
Mm.
It's like we are attending a problem and we are solving it
Yes.
at the end of the day. So it's like uh, 90% of the common sense. It's like a game, it's like a puzzle, solving it and doing the project and seeing that happen on ground. See, though happening on the ground is nothing but the signatures of us spread all over.
Yes.
Like, no,
You
we
can
are
see
there,
that
we are
it's
not
already there. Yes. Yes. Yes.
there.
Absolutely
We are
true, ma'am.
signed.
I think the next question, ma'am, that I have is like, we what are the things that you look for in a fresh graduate, or let's say in an early engineering professional
Yeah.
entering in the industry in, let's say, for structural engineering? So what do you look for?
First thing is, as a consultant. See, first thing is there is a difference between a business and a consultancy. Consultancy would be little into passion, a little into passion, uh, need not be too much into the monetary aspects, a little into passion. So we would be interested, if at all it is a consultancy, or forget, I mean, let me step out of the consultancy as well.
Let's say in
As
general, if it's a
in
person is,
general,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah, because there are many branches. People go as site engineers, they
yeah,
go as
yeah,
structural engineers, they go as estimators,
yeah.
so they go as quality control check engineers, and lot transportation and so on. So an employer would be looking at, once he wants to hire a person. See, if he is hiring a person, he will be looking at him as if how much he can squeeze out of, right? It's not the head count. It's not a like no trying to just give some job to someone just because he wants it. Not that way. It will not work that way. So once we are see, as a boss, we will be looking at two aspects. One is whether he is hardworking, or three aspects: whether he is hardworking and little alert to, I mean, like no, whether he can grasp the things
Okay.
little, and his attitude. Attitude is something which matters a lot.
So
And see, however intelligent he is, however intelligent
he
he
or she
is,
is, yes, yeah.
if other things are not falling in place,
Mm.
we would definitely not, we would not prefer.
Okay.
No doubt in that. We would not prefer, however intelligent he is, however value addition he is going to. That is because intelligence also would be clubbed normally with the a bit of arrogance and laziness.
Using attention to detail, hardworking, and the very most important thing that you say, it comes as is his mindset and its attitude towards work in general, is what
And
you,
grasping.
yeah, and
Yes,
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 yeah,
yes.
absolutely true. I think maybe one thing I would want to add on to the same point would be that one needs to be more curious as well in general, because as you said in the very first part of the this discussion that yeah, it is mostly common sense. So one needs to be curious. If one is curious, he'll be eager to find different and better answers and solutions for the problem he or she would
Exactly.
want, and
Exactly.
eventually lead up to a better and a efficient solution for the problem,
Exactly.
whatever be the
Exactly.
case. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So that's true, ma'am. I think if one starts with that, it can certainly be that. And people try to relate it to the hard skills maybe, but even having these soft skills or in their behavior itself can help them lead to a better career in
But
industry.
before that, this is what the employer would be seeing in him. But you see, an employer, he would be, see, if one is attending an interview, he would be seeing that person, the interviewer, the very first time. So he may not be the person who is attending an interview, or he may not be knowing the interviewer's mindset, his background, his capabilities, his strengths, his weaknesses. He is totally unaware of what he is. So, in that case, the interviewer might be having different mindset. See, I said these 3 points. The interviewer may not be into these 3 points.
Absolutely true.
Some of them may be interested in academics.
If we develop slightly over there, what are the points that you look for in terms of technical point? Let's say if you're hiring a structural engineer, what things you say right out of the college or maybe for an early engineer has to be there? Let's say some structural analysis part. What do you think? Do you think is the focus area for you that is like a key checkpoint or benchmark for you that you have?
First is, I would see if at all they have an urge for learning, they should be equipped with the skill sets. See, this can happen with while they are into graduation, when they are doing their graduation, and once they come out of it as well. So the skill sets, because these days the internet is open, and they can learn anything on earth actually. So what I see is the skill set, and as you said, this problem solving skills, and the common sense, and an attitude, and they uh, they should be actually, I mean, solution
seeking
providers, right?
relief.
Rather than bringing the problem to us,
Mm,
they should be in a position to do some research on that
mm,
and then come with as a suggestion.
mm.
So that is what we see.
Okay.
To get into, they are supposed to learn the skill set. May that be the softwares,
Mm,
may that be the basics,
mm.
even the basic. There is even while attending an interview, it doesn't mean, see, interviewer knows what questions he is going to ask. The person who is attending the interview
Doesn't know that.
may not be knowing what questions he is going to face.
Mm.
It's a total strange atmosphere, and he has to sit there and he has to answer.
Yeah.
Doesn't mind, even if he's not knowing certain answers, not knowing certain technical aspects,
Mm,
not knowing some basic aspects as well.
mm.
He need not be shy. Like, no,
Got
see,
it.
we as interviewers should also will also do some homework before attending the interview.
Got it.
It doesn't mean it
Absolutely. So
doesn't
you are saying that it's not like that we are hiring someone who's, or you are to hire someone as an employer who can actually or have all the things mugged up and on the paper.
yes,
He should even
not
be eager to
required.
learn. Just look for the things in the code. What are there to that should be applicable and apply them when needed,
Exactly,
rather than
exactly.
knowing them on its tips. That's not his or her tips is not needed.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he can be very genuine in answering the questions,
Mm,
yes or no, sort of.
yeah.
And like, see, if we get a project, we'll be working on that, and will not, we'll be stuck many a times. And then we get into the basics, we look into the internet, we look into the books, we look into so many things,
Yes.
and then we come to the
Yeah.
documentations or calculations or so, isn't it?
Yes.
So it happens. It doesn't mean that we should
Not
learn
like,
everything.
yeah, it's not
Yeah,
like an exam that you are actually to give. You
not
have
an exam.
all the available knowledge and resources. You need to know where and what to apply and in what form, basically. Ma'am, another question on that. Let's say your journey has been a bit of a different. You started, as you were saying, that you were mostly in sports, and then you went into pursued civil engineering, and then started your career in structures per se. Then I think around a decade or maybe like in 10, 15 years of experience, you started your own venture. How does that journey has been? And let's say if someone wants to establish his or her own venture, let's say if he's just starting out today, he doesn't have any experience, do you suggest him doing that? And let's say if one does that, what are, so now we are talking about the audience, or like the people who are mostly have been in the industry but looking civil engineering as a business venture. What areas do you see it he or she can go into, and even that, what would be the prerequisite that one needs to have for in that domain, and what are your learnings from this?
My journey, uh, after gaining this experience or expertise, not expertise, because I'm still learning a lot. In fact, I know how much I should learn.
Mm,
So it is my employers all through, or my superiors, or my colleagues, or my teammates all through whom I have learned a lot, and I have learned a lot through the internet as well,
yeah.
because that is one which helps me a lot whenever I mean, and then I thought of actually taking a break while working as a team lead for BGR Energy,
Yeah.
BGR Energy, yeah, which deals with the power sector actually.
Yeah.
So I thought of taking a break, and my some of them who know me, or they have come to me with some projects,
Mm,
some residential projects, some commercial projects in and around, and I actually got into attempting them, and after that I think I have never gone back
okay.
to.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I thought of actually after 1 or 2 years, I thought of again going back,
Mm,
taking because it was a long stitch
yeah.
altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I thought of actually going back,
Mm,
and it it's still happening actually, and probably it is only because um,
Yep.
people come to me. It's the repeated clients. It's
Got it.
the repetitive clients who come to me after knowing me. They come to me because it's the way we try to understand our clients and what are their requirements, what exactly sort. So for me as a consultant, other than the technical work, it is more of understanding the site requirements, understanding the client's requirements, understanding the site is how to optimize, how to like no optimize the spaces or optimize the material and still sticking on to. In the process I also got into the documentation where I have to many of, I mean almost, because I am into infrastructure, so all of the many of them are peer checked by IIT Chennai, IIT Hyderabad and all, and NITs, NIT Warangal and
Okay.
all. So and it's
Got it.
still going.
So basically, you're saying it came quite innate to you. Maybe by flow of nature, you took a break, and then there was some projects you took up, and it kept on happening, and you stuck to it and delivered the quality, and then clients came on, and have been your journey, so to say. You
Yeah.
haven't aggressively went for more and more, but because of the delivering quality, you were getting the way.
The same clients who have been hanging on with me for so long,
Okay.
and I get the repetitive projects all along,
Okay. That
and few of them add up actually.
last maybe one point that I would have. So I think we hear this thing a lot. This debate goes that the even like in the every industry per se, but even specifically in the civil engineering industry, people say that the graduates right away from college are not ready for the industry. They're lacking skills. Uh, so, what do you think is the scenario? Is it right away the graduates that are coming out of the college, be it PG or even undergrad, any specialization that they are going, are they right away ready for the industry, or there is some gap that we have, or are those trainings still needed? That is the case, and yeah, that's one question that I have. Yeah.
See, right away in the sense, um, yeah, we have good subjects in our graduation, no doubt in
Yeah.
that. Only thing is the practical approach is a bit missing in our system,
Mm.
and it's still going on, probably.
Yeah.
Because we I mean the education system is not able to, or probably little, probably these days I don't know, these days people are going to the sites as well.
Mm.
We are a site is a different, a site is an entity where we are supposed to do the work for, do the work for, wherein the education system is not linking us with the site.
Got it.
It is only linking us with the books
Yeah.
or the subject. So subject is as a whole it is really good. Only thing is we they are the education system should link up. Okay, fine.
Mm.
Since this is not happening, let us not talk about that. So the thing is, once they come out, only thing is they see we have learned all these things. We are able to say all these things because we have gone through that road.
Mm.
We have experienced certain thing. Even me or people like me who have come out of the college, if some analysis is given to us, I don't think I would have done that.
Mm.
So everyone is a fresher whenever he attends the job, may that be after 1 year or 44 year or 5 years or 10 years, is a fresher. The fresher is a fresher. Still, he has to get into that one. So point here is the only option is to equip ourselves with the skill set. Fortunately, then we have the internet, everything on air. We have the subject in air. We have the tutors in air, and we have free. I mean, everything is so. I mean,
Available.
learn like no, you can learn the softwares, how to apply them, sort.
Yes.
And in case if a person is focused, he can do that. The age is not. I mean, it's not a limit. Once you get into the graduation itself, you can start observing. You can start learning the things,
Got it.
and you're already equipped with. What are we employers? we'll be looking for the skill sets,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So
Got it.
that is what is required at the end of the day. So once they come out, see, if we observe the problem solving skills in them and the way they talk, the logical approach, and if we sense that they would be useful to us
Got it.
in the times to come, we would definitely take them in. There is a scarcity of employment of good skill set person in this area, in our civil engineering. From I have observed this from the day one I have joined civil engineering. I mean the job. There is a scarcity of skill set. There is a scarcity of persons. It's not the head count what I'm talking about. It's the scarcity of
Got
the
it.
skill set.
Got it.
Skill set is something which can be acquired free of cost these days. You guys are so fortunate.
It's absolutely true, ma'am. Yeah, I think I did do understand what you are basically saying. Certainly, the education system is slightly, and it's still I agree with your point. It is mostly on theoretical. It do points out some practical aspect, but it is up to the student and the person who's learning to actually seek out the practical or the real life application that he needs to
Yeah,
do.
I'm sorry,
Sure. Yeah.
interrupting you. One is the visualization. We should have the visualization. Like, no, we used to have the perspective views in engineering drawing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we used to visualize how it looks like from back, from side, or from this thing. So that visualization should be, we should be in a position to develop that one.
Okay.
Only then we can actually visualize the problem
Foresee the problems. Yes.
and attend that. That is something which can be acquired even from the graduation on.
Mm.
It's not like only once we see that whatever we see is the problem. Nothing like that. It is the visualization. I mean, okay, say the wind is flowing from this side. How am I bending?
Mm.
If I am anchored,
To the base.
my knees are on the ground. How am I
Yes.
tilting? And if say my hands I am holding a bus bar or something like that, then how am I bending?
Mm.
So these things are visualizations. Like we have to put ourselves, or we should be in a position to visualize them. That is what is called engineering.
Got it. Yeah, I think
Because
I think you put it in a nutshell in a very good sentence, and I think the examples
yeah,
also. Yeah, it's
yeah,
quite relatable with the real life problems that you get, and you can certainly go in that direction. Yeah, I think mostly you brought up the very well point, and I think one should start to look for that, and the skill sets are available to look on the web. Maybe far more better than it as it was maybe like 10, 20 years back earlier. So that is the
yeah,
case.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Better actually. I mean, it's in the hands of the person who wants to pursue.
Yes.
I mean, who want to pursue. Like no guidance required.
Mhm.
We need not preach anything because preaching only works when we are so relaxed and we can sit and listen to. Here, if we preach, they are supposed to work on it, hard work.
Yes.
So hard work has to be
Done by.
done by them,
Yes, absolutely.
done by
Yes.
them. Doesn't mean that what we are saying, see, they would be practicing for a day,
Mm.
for 2 days, 3 days. After that, it comes back.
Yeah,
It's the consistency and sustainability
yes.
for them. That's
Yeah, and it can only be then when you are innately curious and you are looking for things and solutions, and it's your own journey. Every time you are faced with a problem, you have to do it, either if it's for you or anybody else or somebody who's pursuing it. This was mostly the points that I wanted to have with you. It has been a quite good discussion, quite thorough for your journey. Maybe some insights that you, in general, have for the young graduates who are looking like or watching this. That's one thing, or anything that you want to share about your venture, or anything that you want to communicate to the audience. You can.
young graduates, as I told you, it's not that as people were saying, the people won't take the young graduates, and I already expressed the same. It's not that. It's like they should be themselves developing the skill set,
Okay.
and because once they don't know whom they are facing, even the employer once they get into, so they may be having different temperaments, different temperaments.
Okay.
So it's not that They would be training us. It's, I mean, they should not go with the expectations.
Okay. They have to be in terms of uh,
Yeah.
learning
They
mindset by self
they
learning.
should always, yes. If they are not sold at one place, they will be sold at another place.
Mm-hmm.
It is only like how best we can sell ourselves,
Yep.
our skill
Got
sets.
it.
Or
Yep.
so it's not. Don't go with the expectations.
Mm.
One person may be soft. One person may be harsh. One person may be illogical,
Mm.
irrational. One person may be too academic, and he probably would inspire you in becoming much more this thing. And it's not that even the bad managers also inspire us,
Mm.
because we will have an urge of learning a lot of things. Because if there is a good manager, I'll tell you, he would be guiding us with everything and we'll stop using our mind.
Yes. Yeah.
So that is also not good. So these guys should not go into, I mean, even interviewing or even getting into the job should not go with the expectations.
This was mostly it. Had been a fantastic conversation with you. And with that said, we'll end the today's session. Hope you guys had a nice insights from the ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for having me here.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.